Greetings, welcome back to CS295, Web Development 2. This is still week 8, and we're going to do inserts. We're going to insert from a form. Excuse me. So, you'll notice that the code is, in some aspects, slightly different, i.e. there's one word difference. Otherwise, again, still got to create the connection, and then, of course, you're using the execute command. So, let's go ahead and look at the page, right? So we're going to enter a number, enter a word, remembering our database that just has item 1 and item 2. And then we're going to go over. Now, I'm going to talk about some stuff that you should think about, doing your own research on and whatnot. But again, I'm just kind of teaching you how to do this. So therefore, kind of keep that in mind. Now, I updated the form. So it'll go ahead and take this. It'll do the current page again. You remember how I said I'd like to just go ahead and say that, even though we don't necessarily need to, it's the same one. But it's going to be a post this time, right? I don't want everyone to see what I'm posting. So I'm going to make it a post. And again, I entered the word, so we can do both of them. Still having, I did also add a little bit more protection, so it needs to be a post, which I don't know how this is going to be set if it's not a post, but it can be a post and not have that as set too. So again, I want both of those. And then I wrote my SQL. Now this is actually part of, again, I copy and pasted, so kind of showing you that you need to make sure you update correctly when you do that. So I've insert into test, I updated that, item 1 and 2, those are the correct ones. Values, those aren't the values, right? So a couple things. One, I don't need this last one. But do pay attention to how this works, right? So because this is an insert, I need this thing at the end that's going to be closing it, right? I definitely need the parenthesis. Now, item 2 is a string, so I do need that quote there, but item 1 is not, so I need to take these away. And then, right, I need to grab my post. I have my post, and then I'm going to do the other post, but again, they got to match up. So sometimes it's easier to see this was on one page. Sometimes you got to bounce back and forth, right? If I was to post this to another page, I need to remember that this num is this num. So it's easy to see here, and therefore I need to change this one to word to match that. And let's go and save that for now. And then I execute it, right? Now there's nothing to return per se. So you could, and then this is where you need to research. A couple things. Number one, you should probably write some things to make sure they type something. Now, right now, I probably also should put and word is set. So it will only run this if they've actually put something into both of those. So again, that would be a fairly easy fix by just copying this, pasting it there, and then adding word. So therefore, they have to now have both of these, and it has to be a post. Or it'll just say, hey, make sure you enter your information. So I kind of, in a roundabout way, put some validation there. But again, I recommend, add some JavaScript. Hey, these have to have information before you click this button here. And then we go in, it has the corrections. And there are, again, more research, different connection methods, have different ways to do this. But you can go in there and be like, all right, did it work? Say, yes, it worked, it didn't work. So there's a bunch of different ways for you to do that. You could also then echo out, blah, 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 has been added to the database. Lots of different ways. But the point is, this is the bare minimum basics of how you do it, right? You have your form. You have everything that you need to send to it. And this can send to a different page as long as this code's on that page. And then just, again, make sure, because you don't want to try to run this without that information in there. And then again, it's execute, not the other one that we were using for select, right? So it's not query, you're executing this command. So we'll save it. Let's see if we're working. So if I hit go, that's not good. Let's go ahead and I can put any number I want in here. But I do have to make sure that I don't put a word that's already there. Because if you remember from my other videos, this is protected. It has to have all unique. So this is unique. All right, let's go ahead and go to it. Now again, I have nothing in my code, and that's what I was saying. You need to fix it. You have nothing in my code to be like, all right, did that work? Yeah, do a little Google searching. But here's the beauty of this. It worked, right? So this is my web page that just selects all of the item 2s. I can see clearly that it worked. So therefore, I know that it worked. But again, make sure you do more research. If you just want to get it working, again, bare minimum, this is the basic concept how it works. So once you learn this, I highly recommend doing more research. Once you get in. So again, you can build a whole website, kind of playing around with this, learning if you like it or not, and then if you do, learn better methods to do this, right? You can at least upgrade it MySQL. All right, that's all I have for this lesson. We'll see you next week when we go into the last little pieces of updating and deleting from the database, right? So that's just like the things we learned in the databases. That's all we need. See you next time.